Good morning. Today is Thursday, January the 12th. The time right now in Kuala Lumpur is 10:27 in the morning, and overnight on Wall Street we see a bit of a rally. And of course, this is in anticipation of tonight's consumer price index at 9:30 p.m. So overnight we can see that the Dow Jones actually managed to cross over the 34,000 levels, which is at the 61.8% retracement from the high of 34,712 to the low of 32,573. So basically, the market is just marginally above the 61.8% retracement, and this is going to be crucial going into tonight. Market expectation is that maybe perhaps the Federal Reserve is going to hike. Is going to. I wouldn't say that. Okay, I would say that the market expectation is for the CPI number to continue to ease back from the last June high of 9.1%. This is the headline CPI numbers. Of course, the current last reported number was 7.1%. So the market has, according to the CPI official headline numbers, inflation in the US has actually come off by 2 percentage points, and that is obviously a trend. So most market participants are expecting this trend to continue southwards. Maybe this time it will go below 7%. So if that's the case, then maybe the Federal Reserve will have less incentive to continue to hike rates as aggressive as they had. Now, if you remember, in December, which is last month, the Federal Reserve has actually eased off its very aggressive rate hike from 75 basis points to 50 basis points. So the market expectation right now is that market, depending on tonight's CPI numbers, if it continue its downward trend, it's likely to cause the Federal Reserve to only hike 0.25, which is 25 basis points. So I think that may be a little bit too optimistic. So be very careful about the market reacting to a less than stellar CPI numbers that we are all anticipating tonight. Okay, because this is the highlight of the week itself. So going forward to tonight, remember it's 9:30, and anything that is less, which is more than 7.1, which is the last December CPI numbers, is going to cause the market to basically sell off. So do watch out for that move. Okay. Over in the S&P 500, we also saw the same similar optimism. Price right now in the S&P 500 is just trading just below the 4,000 level, that's 3,971 at the high last night, and this is basically a 61.8% retracement of the high that we saw in December at 4,100 and a low of 3,761. So again, this is going to be a sensitive levels because typically when the market rebounds, one of the most common area in which it will actually be kept is either at the 50% mark or the 61.8%. So right now S&P 500 is right now at a very sensitive level. Whether or not it will continue its upward march or whether it will start to topple over, we will have to see tonight as the market reacts to the CPI numbers. When we look at the Nasdaq 100, we can see that we also have a bit of a rush up last night. Nasdaq 100 traded to a high of 11,422. It's already beyond the 38.2% retracement, and it's getting very, very close to the 50% retracement from the last month high of 12,166 to the low of 10,671. Okay, so basically we are now at the crucial level. Remember, I said 50%, if not 61.8%. Okay, so we are both all three major equity index, of course, led by the Dow Jones, is already rebounded quite a fair bit, whereas S&P 500 is at 61.8, and the Nasdaq being the weakest of the three is only approaching the 50% retracement point. So we again will have to watch how the market reacts tonight. Over in Hong Kong, we can see that the Hong Kong market remains very, very positive. To this morning, we have a high of 21,725, which is getting very close to my original target of 22,118, which is in turn not far away from the last June high of 22,450. So basically, the Hong Kong market remains very upbeat. We will continue to see. Over the Shanghai Composite Index, we did see that the market now is pulling back a little bit. Now, this high that we saw at 3,186 was actually traded on Monday itself. So over the last 48 hours, we have no new high for the Shanghai Composite Index. Of course, we do not know later on in the later half of the day itself whether this Shanghai Composite Index will actually attempt to rally higher. Okay, I think a challenge of the last December high of 3,225 is a very distinct possibility. In fact, the structure that I see here is likely to be a larger degree three wave. And if this is the case, I think the scope for the market to even test the August high of 3,308 is also cannot be dismissed. I would think that if this is a larger degree three wave, then the upside potential is actually quite large. Okay, so do watch out for the potential rally in Chinese equity index here. So over in the Shanghai, in the Nikkei 225, which is the Japanese equity index, you can see that the market is also very buoyant, but it's already approaching this key point here, which is 26,630. Okay, now this structure here is very different from what we saw in both the Hang Seng and the Shanghai Composite Index. Basically, we possibly is looking at a larger degree three-way, which is downside bias. And but for the time being, we can see that this market here, this structure here from a high of the November high of 28,502 does not look complete. Okay, so I'm thinking that this structure looks remarkably like a potential five-way down. And if this is the case, the market may actually be kept near the 26,630 levels, and which is very, very close right now. This morning, we have a high of 26,573. So this being the, if this is the fourth wave high, then maybe we should have another challenge to the downside. Easily will take out the 25,630, which is so far the low in January. Of course, January is only in the second week, so we cannot say that this is the ultimate low for January yet. But for so far, this 25,630 seems to be the low for now. But I think the market may actually challenge and take out this 25,630 going forward. Okay. Now, when we look at the currency rate, we can see that the dollar actually is off a little bit last night from a high of 133. So we can see that the market is pulling back, and within the downward price channel, there's every possibility market for dollar yen may actually be trading much lower to take out the 129.5 that we saw earlier on last week. So is this a possibility? I think it's always a possibility. Alternatively, if the market trades to the upside and take out 134, 134.80, then this could be a three-wave rally. Again, this will be a different structure altogether. Just because the market breakout of a downward price channel doesn't mean the market has turned around. We will have to see what kind of new pattern or new structure the price pattern will evolve into. Okay, sterling overnight, we do not have a new high for the week itself. We have 122.11 traded, I think, on Monday itself. So this high remains intact. The market has very little incentive to want to trade downwards. So we can see that the price remains quite elevated. There's a possibility the price may continue to edge even higher. Over in the euro versus the dollar, it is definitely a lot more firmer than the sterling versus the dollar, because overnight we have a marginal new high at 107.80. So you can see that this price wants to go up. So ever since the market took out this near-term resistance line, it has never looked back, because the way it break out of this very minor resistance does imply that the market, at least for now, is looking further upside potential. So it is within this price structure here. Okay. Over in the Aussie, we can see that Aussie do not also have a new high for the week. This high that we saw was actually traded on Monday itself at 0.6950. So it's very, very close, and the market looks like it wants to attempt even higher rates. Okay, so do watch out for extended run in all the currencies. And that means to say the dollar near term is likely to look to be quite weak. Okay, so when we look at the dollar versus the Canadian dollars, we also see this weakness in the dollar, because the market has not been able to recover meaningfully from a low of 1.3350 that it was that it actually traded on Monday. So the bias is to the downside. We possibly can see more downward spiral in the dollar versus the Canadian. Okay, over in crude oil, as expected. Remember yesterday I did mention that there's possibility we can see a reversal in energy prices, and true enough, yesterday we see crude oil prices rallying up to this morning high of $78.06. So this is a far cry from where it was at $72.45. So this appears to be building up to be a potential three-wave structure for now. So we can only say that for now it's going to be like a corrective pattern. So it's undeniable the bias right now is to the upside. Target range is about $83.87 to $86.97. So from where it is right now at about $78, there's a bit of a room for the market to actually go even higher. To take out the so far this month high at $81.50 is almost a given. So I would like to trade on the upside of this move. Yesterday I was saying that I'm looking for a sensible level to go long, but at the get-go, the market just continued to go higher. So it didn't come back to a good price for me to actually anchor. But it's okay. So long as the price wants to go up, then I know at some point in the market, if it ever reverse, for whatever reason, then I know I want to be able to get in at a good price. Okay. Over in precious metals, you can see metals itself remains very, very well beat. The high traded, we have a marginal new high overnight at $1,886.60. So this does look like the market doesn't want to pull back. I've been waiting for that pullback. still it's not happening. And of course, at this price, like I mentioned earlier, over the last few days, I am not looking to buy at this current level. I would be more comfortable the market have a more decent pullback, ideally to test the support line here. But unless it happens, I'm not going to do anything. Okay. Over in silver, of course, we do not see a meaningful retracement. So far, the market has actually tested $23.22. Okay, but this is something different. You can see that the silver market on the 4 hours time frame, this is a reversal pattern. And although the market has broken below the price channel, that does not mean the market is coming down. In fact, the appearance of this particular bar here at the low of $23.21, it does appear to support that the market may actually be wanting to go up. So now if you do a very short-term extension of this near-term resistance here, then that will give you a clue, okay? If the market is able to break out convincingly above this near-term resistance line, I think the market bias is to the upside. I've always been very bullish on silver and the appearance of a reversal pattern despite price sticking out the rising price channel is to me a sign that market wants to go up. Okay, so maybe a good idea is to consider whether you want to go in to buy silver. Although this is not my ideal price to get in, I was hoping the market can go down to $22.30 to $22.70 area. So again, we will have to watch. Okay. Over in cryptocurrency, we continue to see a rush to the upside. This morning, we see a surge of Bitcoin to 18,000, almost $300. So this is very bullish development because the market has already taken what would have been seem to be part of a retracement. Now the market looks like it is about to reverse. Okay, having taken out the minor resistance line here, so this could be significant because this line goes back all the way back to the high here that we saw in August last year. So this is a significant resistance line here. So the market has taken out this level very convincingly. But of course, we are not ending the 4 hours time frame chart yet. So if this market actually ends above and close above this medium-term resistance line, that could underpin the market to even take out the 18,375 that we last saw in December. Okay. Same thing, the same sentiment that we see in Bitcoin is also replicated in the Ethereum. This morning we saw a surge to $1,417, and it's getting very close to my counter trend target of 1,425.7. So again, the market is currently in a good mood to go higher because it also take out a medium-term resistance line. Okay. Ripple has not been moving until yesterday. We can see that the market actually punched through the resistance line and to traded to a high of 0.3784, and this does lay the foundation for further up assault to my target at 0.39. So again, this is a market that also for the first time since the market started to come alive, we have seen the bid coming in only yesterday. So maybe it has a little bit more to go. We look at Cardano. Cardano definitely have not seen new high, but you can see that the surge from the December low has been very encouraging. And although the market did break this medium-term resistance line and come back down, but by and large, okay, it wants to go up. So this structure does tell me that if we're going to see a pullback, ideally to the 50% point, it is still good to buy. Okay, I do think that structurally and technically this market is gearing to trade to the upside. Now, of course, the same thing is going to be said for Solana. Solana rally from the late December low of $7.95 is very constructive. So yes, we have seen this morning prices attempt to go up from a low of $15.29. So this is setting the stage for further price to the upside. My target for this near term is $18.09, and we are not that far away. Again, this is all I have for you for tonight. Now remember, tonight CPI numbers is going to be released at 9:30 p.m. So do watch out for this because I think it will cause some kind of volatility to spike at the release of this number. In the meantime, do take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.